Have you ever got an inspiration for something to do that excites you and you want to take the step, but you're just too scared because you're scared to fail? Or what will people think? But isn't it those small things that make a big difference? And once you start that momentum flowing, things start to fall into place and they can really surprise you.
This is something I'm actually an expert of today because I've been playing around with this concept for a long time. I think ever since I had kids. I read a book or an article or something about small things make a big difference. And so as my kids were growing up, like I would test this theory, and honestly, it worked every single time. Like the smallest thing, like having the kitchen lights on when the kids come down for breakfast versus having the kitchen lights off makes a huge difference to their mood. And it was, I did it so, and I tested it out with myself, and it was consistent that we had a better breakfast morning when the lights were on. How easy is that? I'm guessing the same thing works with energy.
You know what? It's come to me recently is I'm one that loves to send love and light to the world, and I actively do that. But sometimes there's just this impulse to take action with something. And if we get this impulse and take the action that we're guided to, that little impulse, which can be so simple, like make a phone call, connect with this person, go to Starbucks and have a coffee, go for a walk. I know they sound simple, but that action, if I look back, led to something else, which led to something else, which led to something else. But if I just stayed home and I just sat there and I didn't take action, none of those things would have happened.
Well, it's true because we go through our day and we have ideas that pop into our head just spontaneously. And those ideas get poo-pooed. You know, it's like, oh, that won't matter. Nobody will care if I do that. I don't have time for that. Like all kinds of things. But the big ideas take a lot of time. And so then we're paralyzed by them.
Yeah.
So we don't, the small ideas, the small things that make a difference actually make you feel good when you follow through with that idea that came to you from somewhere.
Yeah. And a lot of times our higher self talks to us with passion and excitement and inspiration. But if we don't act on those inspirations, we stop getting them. And what I've noticed is I'm getting a lot of inspirations daily, and I've been doing my best to take action, and some make me feel uncomfortable, to be quite honest. Well, when I got the inspiration to start group healing calls 4 years ago, why would anyone want to come on a group healing call with me? I was terrified, but there was something inside me that says, at least put it out there. I mean, I know from some people that they'll say, Brenda, how do you move so quickly through things? Because I don't let the fear overcome me. But I feel I don't move fast enough. Because I get a lot of like these excitable things. I don't act on all of them. But what I've decided no, I'm not going to wait for the new year. I'm just doing it now. Any inspiration that comes my way, no matter how small or how big, I am taking the step forward to do it, and I'm not going to worry about the fear or resistance that comes in.
Yeah. Actually, I did it the other day too. I had this inspiration to take out the garbage. Like it wasn't my turn to take out the garbage. So, everybody gets a turn in the house. And I thought I was inspired to do it that day. And normally I would say, no, I'm not doing it. It's his turn. And keep walking. But yet the other day I did it. And I took it out, and he was grateful, and we, it was like it switched something on. And I don't know why I decided to do that day. I did. It came to me. I followed through, and it felt really good. And I think sometimes we have these ideas through our day of how we can help somebody or do something, or like you said, call somebody, but we talk ourselves out of it. And if you consider that idea came from somewhere special, whether you believe in energy or not, or God, or the universe, or whatever you want to call it, I think it's like what you said, take action.
Yeah. So we live this is what's been coming to me lately. We live on a physical planet. So just imagining, visualizing, which is all great, but then what that does is it brings in an action, an impulse, a passion. Now we have to take that step. And I'm going to give a very big example that came up. Somebody would say, well, I have a passion for cleaning up the oceans. When I see how polluted they are, it hurts my soul. I can't handle it. So why not take action? Well, how can I make a difference? I'm just me. And I said, when you get an inspiration, and I don't know what that inspiration is going to be, but if you're open it up, it might be to join a group, it might be something. Maybe you live beside the ocean, you're going to the beach and you pick up a few things. That gesture shows the universe you've taken that action. Now, maybe other people are going to see you do it and they're going to start something. Or maybe it's going to inspire something else or lead to something else. But that little action can snowball into something very big, but it's not going to happen if you don't take the action.
Yeah, but Brenda, what if you're inspired like by something that's not such a good thing? Like, what if I get the idea that I want to tell a lie about something?
Oh.
Like,
okay,
right? Like,
okay.
if I get this idea that I want to do something that's bad or hurtful to somebody, should I follow? Like, how do I know not to follow?
Well,
like, that's not coming from somewhere.
No. When I feel passion and excitement and inspiration, I know I can feel it in my heart, and it feels a certain way. It feels happy and stuff. Now, we all have personalities, and we have the loving mother, loving father on the right hand side, the light part of us, and we have the deceiver and the critic on the left hand, the male and female. So yes, sometimes the deceiver will say, do this lie, say this lie, because you might get here. And, that is like, to me, a different feeling. I've learned to have some discernment within my body, let's say. So, I mean, if you're getting something that's not positive, if it's something that's going to hurt someone, or something that you have to lie, or it's not coming from a good place.
Yeah.
So that's where it's better to let that desire go.
Right.
But I'm talking about those desires that, like, I want to help with the oceans. I want to help, animals from being, exploited or things like that. And what can I do? Ignore it? Send love to it? It's the action to actually do something. Now, what that action is going to come into, I don't know.
Yeah.
But you'll know when you get it.
Yeah, because that's simple. If you're passionate about the ocean, you go down to the beach and you pick up some garbage, and you don't know what that's going to create, what ripple effect that's going to create.
Like if that's the passion, it might be something bigger that comes into it, right? For instance, when I've always had a love for energy work, I've always had a love for humanity, and then I would be inspired to do things. Like, okay, me and Mary were inspired to do this podcast. And you guys can tell, we're doing this from an office. We have our little makeshift studio here.
There's not a lot of planning, people.
We talk, and we don't really edit. But it's about the information getting out there so people realize there's just common people experiencing things that generally other people are. So we're just throwing out the word. Now, do we expect this to explode? Are we doing it because of this? But if these conversations help one person, and that one person might change their life and become this beautiful being that's crazy, that is beautiful. Or if it stops one person from hurting themselves or being angry at their children because they listened, that's beautiful. So it's not about reaching like numbers. Yeah, that's great and everything. But I heard the other day that, how The Simpsons kind of exploded, right? The guy who created The Simpsons, he didn't do it for it to be what it is. He was told that it sucks and not to do it. But it caught on, and it resonated with people. But it's following your passion no matter what people might think, how silly it sounds. But when you're sending love or you're doing something that's positive to the world, that's the action that's needed to get us changing into a better world. Not just sitting back and watching. I think the call to action here is, do something that's out of your comfort zone that you're inspired to do.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this, pick up your cell phone right now and pick somebody in your cell phone to send them a positive message, telling them you missed them, or thanking them for something, or complimenting them for the great work that they did. Do that now and send out a positive ripple into the world and see how that comes back to you.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
It's so simple. We all have our phones, right?
So small things make a big difference, and maybe that would be a great New Year's resolution if people just started doing small things that made them feel good and that helped the world along the way.
Yeah. And I say, why wait for New Year's? Like, we're in a new second right now. Just do it.
Yes.
You know, like, I always go out with that intention. I'm going to smile to as many people as I can. And actually, I just quickly want to say this. One of my clients said, I don't like to smile to strangers because they get the wrong idea. Like, you know what? That's their stuff, not yours. So if you smile at someone, like I smile at everyone, if that person thinks I want to date them, that's their issue, not mine.
Yeah.
Right? No, I just tell, no, I smiled at everyone. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right? But that's not going to stop me from smiling to this world.
Yeah, I saw something the other day. Let your smile change the world, not the world change your smile.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, that's it. I love that.
Yeah.
We'll end on that note. Smile, do something fun for yourself in this beautiful world because we're all in this together.
Yeah. Thanks for listening today. For more information, www.sobrilliant.ca. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thank you for joining us.
If you have any questions or comments, visit us at sobrilliant.ca.
Sending you lots of love and light. Until next time.